Yes, after a bit of a chaotic race last week, sadly we weren't able to showcase that. Tesla is still leading the way in the Ferrari with 96 points ahead of Jensen with 91 points. Those two locked in a title battle. Stephen and Tim fighting for third place, both Stephen on 50 points, Tim on 47 points. So yeah, those two, the top drivers fighting for the championship, pretty far ahead in the standings as well. Other than that, the pack is pretty tight. I would like to run through the list, but some names are really long and weird, so I don't want to be here for the whole hour trying to say these names.
And just to save you from having to read all the names, we have got our first track cars out on track, and it's a wet qualifying session, so that could be interesting.
Yes, Imola.
It will also mean that the drivers that normally don't make it into the top 10 so they can have free choice of tyres, well that won't really matter. It'll just be about getting your car as high up on the grid as possible, because of course every single driver will have free choice of tyres for the race.
Exactly. Imola, a pretty treacherous track sometimes, depending on how wet it is obviously, but the corners here are pretty tough in the wet, so it'll be interesting to see how many of the guys can keep it on the track. As yeah, this also might be the last race you guys will see with the white Red Bull, because it is planned to exit the game. Well, it was apparently rumoured this today, but nothing has been done about that yet. So yeah, last time you guys might see that white Red Bull on track.
I have to say, it does look very good. I'm ashamed to see it go. There's one.
Yep.
Most cars, all but 2 cars are out on
Yep.
the track, so very busy at the moment. Drivers are going to have to try and hope that they don't get stuck in traffic, because we've got Geordie who's behind the Ferrari, and they're so close together. I don't know if he's trying to overtake him, or realistically he might have to back off before he starts his flying lap.
Yes, as we have Jensen, the first car in the Williams, about to start his lap. Let's ride on board with him. Of course, this is where Bottas had his crash with Russell, but gets it nicely to turn 1 actually. Doesn't touch those orange curbs, which will just spit you out. So good first chicane there, now the second chicane. Tend to get a lot of understeer here, but just about keeps it in. Doesn't invalidate, he does go a bit wide, but backs out enough. And then the hairpin here, not too bad. Let's see if he can get good traction out of it. Yes, he does. So using the full width of the track as well, which is nice to see. And it's now going to the fast left-hander here. Let's see, can he keep it within bounds? Yes, he does. So that's nice. Now into Aqua Minerale. Can he keep it on track? This is actually the toughest corner on the track. Just about keeps it in. Doesn't lose the back end, which is nice to see. Now, the most dodgy chicane on this track. These orange curbs invite you, but then spit you out. Can he keep it within the lines? Yes, he does. So good lap so far. Bit of a shake on the exit there, and the last 2 corners downhill braking. Can he get it rotated? Yes, he does. Keeps it nicely within the bounds of the track as well. And then a final corner, just plant the power as a not too long of a run to the finish line. 27.3, so good lap there. Let's see what Tesla can do, his championship rival, just in the first sector as well in that Ferrari. Spinning to the hairpin, purple first sector.
Yellow flags in sector 1 and 2. I don't know if that, I've been having a look, some of it's just been cars slowing down. We've had a few guys going off in these treacherous conditions.
Yes.
But if you can hook a lap together around here like Tesla is trying to do now. Oh, and I've just seen a huge airplane crash of
I'm guessing that's Tim, the Aston Martin, yes. Tim, the Aston Martin.
Clattered the barriers, and that was quite a spectacular crash there. And it looks like he's out of qualifying right at the start, so shouldn't affect anybody else.
Yeah,
that was quite a spectacular crash.
That's fine, as we have Harry in the Mercedes rounding the final corner. Let's see what he can do, as we have the AlphaTauri up into provisional pole position right now. Harry, not the best of laps, I think he's just taking it steady, or might have made a mistake on his lap. Let's see what...
Yeah, I think he's made a mistake because he's 20 seconds off the pace.
Let's see what Jerry can do as he's going into the chicane now. Goes a bit deep in there, so not the best of runs through there. You ideally want to be able to hit those orange curves. As much as they are annoying, they are also crucial for your lap. But yeah, the final 2 corners here. Bit of a lock-up getting it turned in, so I think Jerry maybe running a bit too much front bias or not too confident on the brakes just yet. He gets to the line now. 23.7, so 4th position right now. Not a bad time actually. We have Reapers in the Ferrari.
Oh, and Sebi, who I believe is a reserve driver, has just gone fastest with a 1:22.6, so that's actually quite a good lap. That's 4/10 quicker than Damiano's lap in the AlphaTauri. So
Yep.
as
We
the
have
Reapers
seen,
goes fastest,
yep,
so actually we're
Reapers
starting to see some quick lap times now.
Reaper's a very fast driver. Sebi, one of the quickest drivers, even though he may be a reserve, I think. Very, very quick drivers at the top there, which is nice to see. I think, yes, drivers going for second runs. Let's see, as I think Jensen's backed out his lap, yes he has. Let's see what Danny can do in the McLaren.
Fastest.
Oh, Danny's
Goes
invalidated, is that
flags.
Danny? As we have Alan, who's had a big tank slapper there. So, Jerry not really improving. Let's see what Hemi can do in the Alfa Romeo. As you know, he's invalidated that time as well. Tesla, I think he is starting another lap. Opting to hit those orange curves. Let's see if he can keep that minimum speed though. This is going down into the second chicane.
And it says his first lap, I think, got invalidated because he hasn't set a time lap according to the screens here.
Yep. 26.8 in the first sector, not the fastest. Yeah, the hairpin are pretty, not too bad in the drive, but sometimes it's really easy to strike. As Jensen's retired in qualifying, so shame to see Jensen. I think, yeah, he has crashed out after the first chicane, I believe.
Yeah, this qualifying session has claimed a few drivers. There's 3 drivers out of qualifying at the moment. Not sure why Tim has retired without saying a lap, so it must have been an incident.
It was Tim that had that airborne crash earlier on. As you were saying. But Tesla getting nicely hooked into that chicane so far. Let's see what he can do as he gets to the last 2 corners here.
Manages to get that corner right. 1 more corner to go. A little bit of a slide on the way out, but he corrects it, and now it's to run to the line. Where can he go? The championship leader running up to the line, 6th fastest, so he's managed to get a time on the board. And with 10 minutes to go, we'll be looking to try and go a bit quicker in a few of the areas where the car was sliding a bit. But these conditions are not ideal for those who are looking to
I'm not
push the
sure
car,
if
especially around this track.
I'm not sure if if the rain will increase or it's going to stay pretty steady, but expect these guys to go on a fresh set of inters very soon. Geordie, purple middle sector, hopefully that is correct. You know what this game is like, so let's see if he can actually challenge for pole position here.
He's coming into the last few corners now in the Red Bull. Hugging the outside curb. A little bit slow through that corner, but let's see how he does the final corner. No drama through the final corner now, the run to the line. What's it going to be? Puts him P4.
Yeah, 3/10 off pole, but
3/10 off, but you have to say that the Reaper's lap is looking a little bit untouchable at the moment because it's 2/10 quicker than anyone.
Yep, Reaper's a very quick driver. I was going to say dangerous, but I don't want it to be taken out of context. Dangerous in terms of speed, because Reaper's is a very quick driver.
Just seeing Sebi, I don't know if he's starting a lap, he's on an out lap, so some people have, I think, strapped on a new set of inters and are on their way for another run. Tesla's just about to cross the line now and manages to improve to 8th fastest. But I think he did 2 consecutive laps there, he might on the same set of inters.
Yeah, most of these drivers, I think, just to get a feel for the conditions, will just do a lap after lap. As Tesla goes a very wide, caught him at
just
the point of him.
Just to get out of the way, just about, I think Danny and the McLaren.
As Alan is...
Nexium sets 1:22.3, so he's less than a 10th behind the Reapers' provisional pole lap, so that's a very good lap from him. So I'm just sensing, are the new inters giving the drivers a bit more grip, or are the conditions getting that little bit better now?
Looking at the way the track is, I think it's slowly getting a bit better, but obviously new inters helps a lot, especially when you're doing consecutive laps. So yeah, it could be a mixture of both. We'll see how... I do expect these times to drop a bit more, only because these drivers will get faster and more confident as the laps go on. as Tesla getting very out of shape there. But we'll watch Danny on his lap as he just approaches the last two corners in the McLaren, fresh into as well.
Currently on the front row, what can he do?
No dramas as he starts his lap.
Nice and cautious in the last few corners, straightens the car up. Stays 13th fastest. Oh, I think he's just starting another flying lap, so might improve on the next one.
Gets it pretty well through the first chicane as we go into the second one now. Let's see. No dramas here so far. Gets pretty good rotation actually, so let's see what it's going to be at the sector split. 26.6, a pretty competitive first sector. Let's see as he gets out the eggs of the hairpin. No issues there. I think a few yellow flags behind. I think that's just for Alan. Let's see what he can do through this fast left-hander here. Yeah, keeps it nicely within the bounds of the track as well. Now into Aqua Minerali. Let's see, any dramas here? No.
Meanwhile, the Reapers has gone 2/10 quicker through the first timing split. So he is on a fast lap, and I think the track is definitely getting better for the drivers, but
yep.
I've seen a few guys pushing harder as a result, and they haven't validated their time, so with only a few minutes left to go of this session, it's important for them to try and get a lap on the board without going off the track.
So yeah, the track is definitely ramping up. I feel Danny is looking pretty hooked on this lap as well. Let's see if that translates into a challenging for pole position. No, he doesn't actually, so
he's into the top 10 for now.
Surprised by that actually.
On his lap, just entering the end of sector 2 now. There are some yellow flags ahead, I'm not sure why.
Yep, purple middle sector as well, according to my timing screen. So let's see as he goes to the last few corners.
Nice turn into that, good exit. That's no issues on the exit of the last corner.
No.
A little bit wide, but he hasn't he's invalidated.
He has invalidated. So that's this and just next lap. So I feel like he's just gonna have to cool off those tires and go again. With 5 minutes remaining, Davey going very wide here. Let's see what Harry can do as he's approaching the last two corners in the Mercedes.
Sebi puts in the fastest lap with a 1:22.0. What can Harry do as he enters the last few corners, running down to the line? And he goes onto the front row with a 1:22.1. So some guys put it in some very good lap times, and the Reapers are next to him dropping down. So I think the rain has eased up, or the drivers are just definitely getting more confident around this track.
Our championship leader in the Ferrari just approaching the last two corners now to start his next flying lap. He's just put some fresh tyres on as well, so I hope he's had a good out lap. Let's see.
And Steven, I'm just watching Steven spin and take himself out of the session, so that's another guy unfortunately out of the qualifying session. He went a bit out of shape and he went straight into the barriers, and there was no chance of correcting that. So just 13 runners left.
Steven of course just recently signed with NRX as well, so I think it's his regional esports team, which is nice to see. But yeah, shame that he's crashed out there. Tesla getting a bit out of shape in the hairpin there, but just about kept it all together. Let's see as he's now going through that.
Seeing Geordie in 8th in the Red Bull, he's about to cross the line now, and he goes 3rd quickest with a 1:22.2s. So let's see what Tesla can do now. The championship leader wants to be somewhere up the top of the grid, definitely. With Jensen out of qualifying, this is a good opportunity for him to capitalize on his nearest rival. Davies about to cross the line to start his flying lap, I believe.
Let's see what Tesla can do as he crosses the line. Had a bit of a moment on the exit, only P7 so far.
Fastest.
I don't think the wet is Tesla's forte, let's say. I don't think he's the best in the wet, but I do expect him to do pretty well in the race if he can keep it all together and have no issues. as
Yeah, I mean, 7th place isn't ideal, but it's still high enough for him to be able to make up some places realistically. So, not sure if he's going to go out for another lap, but that's his qualifying done. Some guys are starting to come out of the pits to do what I think will be their final run of qualifying.
Yeah, the good thing about the Inters and it being wet conditions is the Inters can just do lap after lap, and your battery doesn't really drain too much, which is good because, yeah, basically, I mean, if you make a mistake, you can still continue regardless of how your tyres are, which is the one benefit of being in the wet.
Yeah, and we're seeing Tesla. He's improved on his Sector 2 time by 0.2 of a second according to the timing screens, and he's entering Sector 3. This is his chance to put in a
big moment.
competitive lap.
Let's see, anyone else?
He's going through the last few corners now, is our championship leader. Let's see what he can do. Crosses the line, he goes third fastest,
yep.
So finally a representative time, I suppose, and he's managed to string a good lap together.
Feel like he might try again on this lap just to see if he can improve, as we have a few drivers now on their out laps. Let's see, I think Geordie's just coasting right now, charging up his battery a bit more as Reapers is about to cross the line now. Reapers obviously previously provisional pole, now down to 5th. Expect him to put a pretty good lap time as well.
I think another car that's currently on a fast lap is the Alfa Romeo of Hemi. I think he was less than a 10 ahead of his previous time in Sector 1, so I'm not sure how much he can improve it. As
Danny has crashed out at the exit of the first chicane, sadly for him, so he probably will drop down a bit in the order as yellow flags up ahead. I think it's just the Aston Martin getting out of the way for Reapers. Actually no, so I think maybe the Aston just made a little mistake there, but Reapers' lap is looking pretty decent so far. Let's just hope he doesn't invalidate this lap, as I'm not sure. Yeah, he's still.
I think Hemi is about to cross the line now, and he goes second fastest, and that's a brilliant lap. So painfully close to pole position with a 1:22.0 as well as Sebi. So Sebi's pole position looking safe, but it was a little bit shaky there. What a lap from Hemi. I think that must have been a very quick last sector.
Reapers has backed out of his lap. Harry's decided to call it. Oh no, he actually has crashed. I thought he just called it a day, but sadly no. Tesla calling it a day, going into the box.
I don't think I've ever seen a qualifying session with so many retirements. This wet Imola track is certainly taking no prisoners, as I think Sebi's invalidated his lap. So I'm not sure if he'll have enough time.
Yep, as Geordie has also retired on track. So only a few drivers on their final runs in qualifying here. Reaper's going again, I believe. Yes, he is. So he opted to back out of his previous lap. So let's see if he can improve now.
McLaren of Nexium run wide into Sector 2, so it doesn't look like he's going to improve on his lap, but he's probably going to take the checkered flag. Or he might have bought into the pits as he's just invalidated his lap time. So a few guys retiring because of crashes, a few guys deciding to call it a day for qualifying, that they can't improve anymore.
Reapers.
Still got the Reapers.
Yep, Reapers seeming to really hook this lap up. I've not seen any drama so far. Card seems pretty loaded as well, so let's see what we can do at the second sector split. This is processing now 3/10 up, so that would put him around pole position so far. Let's see if we can hook up a really nice last sector. He's waited to the end of the session.
Provisional pole for a very long time, so he'll be looking to get that spot back as he reaches the last few corners. Just running on board with him through the last corner. There's no dramas there. He's straight on the throttle, on the run to the line.
Yes,
and
it will. Pole, yes. 21.9 as well.
Right at the end with an excellent lap. So he reclaims his pole position.
Yes. So yeah, very decent qualifying actually. Pretty tight as well up there. As you can see on the timing screen, so we have Reapers, Sebi, Hemi rounding out that top three. A German front row lockout there. And then Harry, Tesla, Geordie, Nexium, Matty, Davey and Damiano rounds out that top 10 with Alan, Danny, Jerry, Jensen, Stephen, Tim, the remaining finishers. Tim unable to set a lap time due to crashing out pretty early in the session. So yeah, I mean, it'll be exciting to see how that run into turn one goes. It will be a dry race as well, so these guys will be on a free choice of tyres, so it'll be interesting to see what tyres these guys choose.
Yeah, no, it'll just be interesting to see what Jensen can do from the back of the grid. He did win the last 2 races, so if he can try and make it through the grid and try and close the gap to Tesla, because at the moment he would be extending his lead if everything ended as it does.
Yes, so we're just waiting for these drivers to sort out their strategies, fuel loads and stuff like that, and we'll get onto the formation lap in a second.
Any predictions for the race? I know it's quite a dangerous thing to do in a URL Division 1 race, but
I feel like Reapers, I really can't count Reapers out, but obviously Tesla and Jensen will find their way through. I do feel like we will probably have a few surprises here and there. It is Imola, so expect the unexpected.
As the cars are lined up on the grid,
yeah.
Prepare for quite an unusual start, as is the case with the F1 game. Because usually when the lights go out, sometimes the drivers don't actually get underway.
Yeah, as you can see, a mixed strategy here. So the top 3 all opting for soft tyres. Next team in 7th also opting for soft tyres, followed by Danny, Jerry down in 12th and 13th on soft tyres, and also Stephen on soft tyres. So the rest of the grid on mediums, just those drivers on those soft tyres, of course. So yeah, I'm not sure why some drivers have chosen to go soft tyres, especially on the full fuel load. The top
3 are all on soft tyres, so that's quite interesting.
Yeah, maybe they feel like they can pull out maybe and extend their gap, and maybe they just have good tyre wear. I'm not actually 100% sure. I mean,
what it does do is it sets us up for quite an interesting mix of strategies, because Tesla, Harry and Geordie all have pretty decent pace in qualifying, are running on the mediums.
I mean, we just saw the AWS tyre graphic here, but it doesn't count the fact that some drivers may have really good tyre wear and can do a medium-soft strategy around here. So it might be interesting to see if some drivers do opt to just stay on those medium tyres really long, maybe hope for a safety car, not sure, and then just bolt on a set of fresh soft tyres. So probably not the most strategic track, but some strategies will pay off if you can execute those well.
I think, as you say, the medium soft strategy for those drivers who are able to pull it off might be the most the fastest way of getting through this race, because fresh softs at the end will certainly help you gain a few positions on cars with much older tyres.
Yeah, as not too bad of a field spread. There is a little trailer back there, so hopefully we can get the cars all formed up and ready for the 5 red lights. I forgot to say, even pole position here, it's on a bit of a bend, so it'll be interesting to see how Reaper's launch will be, because the track goes right. So pole position, even if he gets a good launch, it'll be interesting to see. As yes, we do get 5 red lights now. 4, 5 lights here. Lights out. Bit of a delay, and then we'll get underway here. There we go. So not too bad of a delay here. Let's see, as I think the Ferrari gets a good start. Yes, he does. As Sebi also gets a pretty decent start. Let's see, as Alfa Romeo and Haas going side by side into turn 1. No one getting Hamilton there, luckily, but the P2 and P3 going Hamilton and tongue now. Let's see if Sebi can challenge the second chicane. No, he can't. So a few side-by-side actions there. There's a bit of a gap here, so I'm guessing there was a bit of an incident at the back, and yes there is. Let's see what cars are at the back there. We have Jensen who spun out, I believe, and also there's a Haas there. No, sorry, Red Bull of Geordie, so not the best of starts for those two, sadly.
Especially for Jensen, because he wanted to fight the grid. I was riding on board with Hemi from the start. I figured he might have a good start, and he did, and he's up to second place. But they're still all a second behind the Reapers, as they will tuck into the slipstream, but Sebi's still close to Hemi in second, so he'll be looking to take that position back.
As the McLaren of Nexium not able to make the corner, just decides to go straight on. Don't think he got a penalty for it.
He's on the soft tyres, so that he's going to lose out a lot, because he wanted that track position starting on the softs as he lets his teammate through.
Now let's see, can Sebi get a good run now out the final corner? Will he decide to overtake on this straight? Let's see, obviously no DRS. That's only activated after 2 laps, even behind, few battles going on there. Let's see, I think the Haas just opting to stay behind so far.
I think Hemi's having some connection issues, because these guys are starting to... and Sebi is... close behind him now.
Yep, a few cars in the box there as well, so we have Nexium, Jensen, Matty, Steven, Geordie all opting to box. I'm guessing they are going to go to hard tyres, yes they are, so let's see if that works out for them, just going along to the end of the race. As I don't think there's any battles going on behind. Tesla up to 5th, so gaining 2 positions on the start there as well, our championship leader.
The biggest winner on lap 1 there was Tim in the Aston Martin, had a spectacular crash, and I'm just seeing Danny spin out. And out of the race is Danny. I was just riding on board with Tim, who was running in 9. I don't know if Danny made contact with Damiano ahead, but we've got a virtual safety car. So, a bit of early drama. I'm not sure how long that's going to last, because it was just Danny crashing into the barriers by himself and out of the race. I'm not sure if he made contact with the car ahead, but...
Yeah, that Aqua Minerali is a pretty tough corner in qualifying, let alone in the race, when you're on full fat fuel going downhill into a fast braking, like into a really hard braking zone. So yeah, the first victim today from that corner, sadly.
Shame for him to go so early, but I was just saying, Tim, as I was saying before I saw the accident, Tim has been the biggest winner of lap 1. He's made 8 positions up into 8th place from the back of the grid. So, and he's on the medium tyres, so he's in a decent position at the moment. And we've seen Alan making up positions, Jerry making up positions, and the virtual safety car has just ended.
Has ended, yes. I think the timing screen's going a bit haywire here. Apologies for that. It's saying yellow flags in all the sectors. I think there's just a bit of a network issue going on.
Yeah, we've just got Tesla all over the back of Harry at the moment in that Ferrari. His teammate is of course leading, and the championship leader wants to extend his gap over Jensen, who's had a pretty tough first few laps here. And it looks like Hemi's pulled away from Harry a little bit in I'm not sure what's happened, but Sebi is now currently 15th and last, so I'm not sure if he's come into the pits. He's still on the soft tyres.
I think it's a connection issue because his car is ghosted, so I'm not sure if that's something that... Yeah, I'm not sure that's something that can get fixed. I'm not sure. But let's see, can Tesla get past Harry here down the straight? Trying to go around the outside. No, Harry covers it off pretty nicely there, so no change for 3rd position just yet.
Harry's struggling through those corners though. He's having a bit... It looks like he's got a bit of understeer there, and Tesla doesn't have the same issue, so he's able to close in through this sector as well. But as I say that, Tesla runs a little wide into the entry of that turn. These guys will be playing the long game, of course, both on the medium tyres. They've got some yellow flags. Not sure if there's been any other incidents.
I think it's just the game being crap again.
It's unnerving as a commentator, because you see yellow flags and you immediately think there's some kind of incident to say, but there's actually nothing at the moment. As Steven puts in the fastest lap, and we have got a spinning Alfa Romeo of Hemi.
Yes. So
was 2nd, and now he's down to 7th place.
Claimed again by the same corner, Aqua Minerali. So yeah, that corner.
Guys getting the car unstuck through there, and it's a shame for Hemi, because now Harry's up to 2nd and Tesla is up to 3rd, and now he's with a decent shot of 2nd or maybe even winning this race. And Davey, of course, is within DRS range of Tesla, as is Damiano. We've got a bit of a train for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. as Damiano's looking to have make a move on Davey in the AlphaTauri. He's opened up DRS and he's up into 4th place.
Yep, cleanly passed actually.
He's got a bit of pace in the AlphaTauri there.
Yeah, probably running a lower wings, lower downforce setup there. But yeah,
and we were saying that we were a bit confused with some of the guys on soft tyres. Actually, the only person who started on the softs who's still in the top 6 is the Reapers, who's 5 seconds ahead. He's made the most of it, but everyone else in the top 10 except for Jerry are all on medium tyres.
Yep.
So that gamble clearly didn't work out for a lot of the guys. All the guys who started in the top 3.
This is not looking good for Jensen as well. Jensen down in 13th, his championship rival up in 3rd. So yeah, Jensen definitely probably praying for a safety car here, which is going to be crucial for his race if he wants to try and redeem something for the championship here.
And Matty just goes off the track. Matty in 12th place in the Alpine tried to make a move on Steven and got very, very close. I'm not sure if they made contact, but the car just sort of, the front of the car just got thrown off the track, and he'll have to try again in a few laps' time.
As Damiano right on the back of Tesla here, so Tesla of course has DRS, but we have seen how quick that AlphaTauri is on the straight. Will he try and overtake?
Tesla's gaining a lot on Harry as well though, so
yep,
these guys are all fighting very hard for 2nd place.
The DRS train here. Yeah, the DRS train is... Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
He's come from 10th place and he's up to 4th at the moment, and he looks to be one of the fastest cars on the track.
Yeah, just saying the DRS train saving Tesla here, but it's also pretty powerful. You can gain around 6-7 tenths alone on the straight here. So yeah, I'm surprised Tesla hasn't been able to get past Harry here. Maybe Tesla running a bit more downforce, just saving some tyres, saving some batteries, as we have the yellow flags again, but I don't... Yeah, false alarm, so apologies for that.
I've got to point out that in that little battle for 2nd place, Davey in the Williams has just joined the train, and he is within DRS range and the slipstream range of Damiano, who just locks up through the chicane. But actually he's got a great exit through there, and he's burning his overtake to get close to Tesla before the last corner. Crucially, Tesla is a little bit further away from Harry this time round than he was on the last lap. He is still within DRS range, but now Damiano is all over the back of the Ferrari. He's using overtake mode. Even before he opens DRS, he's all over the back of the Ferrari, so with the apparent straight line speed advantage of his car, probably with lower downforce, he's going to be really close into the braking zone. Not quite close enough to make a move. As
apparently we have another yellow flag, but it's only sector wise, so I don't think it's a false alarm there. But it's all cleared up now, which is nice to see. But yeah, I think it's just the Williams or Red Bull spinning in the middle sector there. So nothing too major.
I've got to mention, we haven't mentioned him for a while, as Jordy gets a 3-second time penalty. Whilst all of this is happening, all these battles for 2nd place between 4 drivers, the Reapers is 5.9 seconds ahead, comfortably in the lead, and just doing his own race. As long as Imola doesn't claim him as another victim, he's looking pretty good here.
Yeah, obviously started on the soft tyres, you would have a pace advantage.
Damiano gets a 3-second. He is very quick, but now he's got 3 seconds added to his race time, so now he's really got to get past Tesla and Harry as quickly as possible. That's really not helping his race, as he's getting out of shape now.
That's another thing we forgot to mention, just how tight the track limits are around here. Expect a load of drivers to potentially get penalised, so it'll be important to see which drivers could keep it clean.
Harry, sorry to interrupt, but we are seeing a move in this battle for 2nd as round the outside.
Yeah, I mean, Harry not... I'm not sure if Damiano maybe touched the back of Harry there or not, but as I think Harry just accidentally... No, I think Harry rejoined the track not in the best of manners, and Davey had to take evasive action then and just spun it, so full course safety car out now.
Full safety car, as we've got a Ferrari of Tesla in the gravel, so I'm not sure what happened to Tesla.
I think Tesla has also binned it in the 2nd chicane there, so championship leader out. This is crucial for Jensen here, but also means that
into the pits. Under the safety car, surely this is the best time for the soft tyre runners to get rid of those softs and put on a set of mediums or hards.
Yeah, I suspect from here hards are probably the best way to go. Davey just got back into the session. I think his car also disconnected when that crash happened. So
and Davey's ghosted, so I'm not sure if he's disconnected as well. getting a bit clumsy there. It looks like there was a very close battle, but now Harry and Damiano second and third.
Yep,
Both
Reaper's into the box here, so our race leader into the box. See what tyres he does decide to put on. Yes, as I do see some white walls there. Yes, hard tyres for the Ferrari there. It's going to be a good stop. I hope so. Yep.
Oh, he's been held up a little bit in the pits, I think, there, but he's out. And of course, still in the lead because Damiano and Harry, Tim, Alan all pitting.
Yep, so
and
I think everyone just,
the pits as well.
As Tim's actually chosen soft tyres, so Tim going aggressive here, Harry opting for another set of mediums here.
I mean, I understand Tim going aggressive, but I don't know if I would do the same in his position. Let's see where he is at the end of the race, because he was on medium tyres in the top 10. It looked like if he put on hard tyres now, he'd be in a brilliant position, but he's obviously looking to make another stop before the end of this race.
As Tim has also disconnected from this. He's also disconnected from the sessions. Hopefully he can get back in. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. I think Jensen's opted to stay on his tyres. Not a bad call actually, because he is on the hard tyre, so tyre work isn't a concern.
Davies left the session now, so I don't know if it was connection issues, but
I think he is
his car
having
will
connection
continue to
issues.
go around, I think.
Yeah.
For now.
I'm not sure if his AI put soft tyres on for him as well, because he is having connections there, Davey and Williams. So.
Amidst all of this, Jensen is coming into the pits. The man with the most to lose, I suppose, on the track at the moment. As he comes out, he's on medium tyres. Now only in 12th place. Can he make it into the top 10? Any points he scores now will be crucial to the championship. With his biggest rival, Tesla, and the championship leader out of the race and scoring no points.
I suspect quite a few of the back runners didn't pit on the initial safety car lap because they risk getting lapped. So smart call from those guys, waiting another lap then boxing so they don't get lapped by the leaders here.
And we've got Reapers and Damiano, the top two, both on hard tyres. Harry is on the mediums, and Alan actually is in a brilliant position here in the Alfa Romeo because he's on the hard compound tyres, so probably will go to the end. And more importantly than that, he's the only driver in the top 4, apart from our leader, who hasn't got a penalty. So even if he stays within 3 seconds of the guys ahead, it looks like second place is his.
I don't think the safety car. Actually, you never know. I think the safety car could come in this lap if the pack does decide to hurry up, as an Aston Martin is slowing down at the back there.
Tim has come into the pits. He's come out of the pits again on soft tyres, but I'm pretty sure we just saw him pit for softs about a lap or two before.
Maybe his AI opting to box him. So. Yes, I think his AI has boxed him sadly. So. Yeah, connection issues destroying his race, sadly.
We've got Harry and Alan all getting very close. As Harry gets a 5-second penalty, and it's nothing to do with him because we've got the ghosted car of Sebi still driving around by the looks of it. Or is he ghosted, or has he just made a collision with a lapped car? No, Sebi is in 15th place, and he's just made contact with Harry, who's now got another penalty. Yep,
confirmation from race control safety car in this lap, but yeah, 5-second penalty, a very unnecessary penalty, especially under the safety car if it is with a lapped car.
It's a bit clumsy. Yeah, I mean, now this actually plays into, unless Sebi can unlap himself, this plays right into the Reapers' hands, because
as Reapers has decided to pin it early, so the good thing for him is he does have that lap car in between as a buffer, so let's see, as hopefully he doesn't get slowed down by the game. No, he doesn't, so safety car in and he is away, so proper green flag racing here. Perfect restart for Reapers. He's already 1.8 seconds clear of his nearest rival. So yeah, let's see if there are any battles behind. Actually, apologies for that, I don't think so. Let's see, as there is an Alpine overtaking Jensen here, so Jensen not having the best of restarts here, losing a place to the Alpine, and I believe that's all the battles right now on track. But bit of a train behind Alan here. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th,
all the way
in that train.
down to 9th. All the way down to 9th. And this is the perfect chance for anybody who wants to make some positions up while the field spread is nice and close. Just seeing a perfect restart actually from the Reapers, is now 1.5 seconds ahead of Damiano and looks to still have this race under control.
Damiano actually gaining 3/10 on Reapers up ahead, and Damiano in dirty air of the lap car. So actually the pace of the AlphaTauri is looking very, very strong.
Very strong.
So
just a shame he's picked up a penalty, but he is now within. You can see the Ferrari ahead if you ride on board with the AlphaTauri. Can
Damiano
he keep the pace
also,
up as he just clips the
as
ball?
Jerry trying to do a standard overtake, no DRS, just pure straight line speed, and he does able to get so he does able to get ahead of the Alfa Romeo there. Nicely done.
Good move.
Don't think there's anything
but he is
else.
On a softer
yeah, there
tires.
is.
Now Alan, who's on the hard tyres, is getting eaten up by the McLaren behind as well. As Nexium's looking to have a go, and he's made the move stick. So Alan's struggling on this restart on those hard compound tyres.
Apologies, a bit of a scrap between Hemi, Jensen, and Matty here. Matty getting left no room by Hemi, and Jensen able to just slip in and overtake there. So.
And the Reapers has picked up a 3-second penalty, so there it is. It's all equalised at the front now. With Damiano, if he does pass Reapers, he will take the lead definitively of this race. And with Jerry not having a penalty in fourth, could this be a race-deciding incident? We don't know yet. But as is the case with all these Division 1 races, we do get a lot of penalties because of track limits. And that could be the deciding factor here as DRS is enabled.
Yes, I've got Stephen right behind Alan here. Alan, I think, struggling for pace as, the Red Bull right on the back, I believe. Actually, yeah. Sorry.
Nice, made the move look pretty easy, so Alan's really struggling there. Being overtaken by 3 cars on the restarts, he's going to try and have a go.
However, I mean, Alan is on those hard tyres as well. I believe the delta is around 7-8 between the medium and the hard, because Alan gets a penalty there as well. So a shame for him. The gap up ahead has...
Jensen in the points.
Yeah, Jensen in the points. The gap up ahead has somewhat stabilised, 1.6, 1.7. Harry just holding on to the back there on his medium tyres. The yellow flag sector 1, I don't think that's anything too concerning. I believe it's just
actually,
a game.
We've got Davey and I think Sebi are both sort of ghosted. I'm not sure exactly what's happened, but we've got they are messing the timing screens a little bit because and it looks like Tim as well. He's trying to get past. And I think that's what's causing the yellow flag, some of the cars that are ghosted. Meanwhile, some of the trains are starting to open out a little bit. Damiano's gained about 3/10 on Reapers. It's within 1.2 seconds now.
Yeah, Damiano just gained a DRS from the lap car of Sebi up ahead, which is just helping him pull along. That lap car of Sebi actually sticking behind Reapers here, so it's actually negatively affecting Reapers there. Because that lap car is literally just pulling Harry and Damiano along with him. So this is actually bringing those P2, P3 into that battle for the win here pretty comfortably actually. So yeah.
Could be an exciting end to the race. We're nowhere near the end of the race yet. We're lap 14 out of 32. We've still got plenty of racing to go. We've had quite an eventful first half of this race, and looks like I don't know what's happened here.
Has made a mistake. Yes, he has. Into Aquaminerali. He has made a mistake here, so Damiano inherits the lead. Reapers down to 8th position on those hard tyres in the Ferrari. So,
and the driver who started this on pole, dominated qualifying with leading most of the session, leading most of the race, quite comfortably, has now dropped all the way down to 8th. And Damiano, who had plenty of pace, now inherited the lead. So that is a nightmare for Reapers, who look to be the guy with the best package today. And
as a teammate,
looks like it's just cost him.
Yeah, as the teammates of Hemi and Alan swap positions on the main straight here. So, yeah, big mistake here from the previous race leader here. Now, it'll be interesting to see, does Harry decide to challenge for that P1 position now, or does he decide to hold back? Because he's on those medium tyres. They will lose performance quickly, but if he can just stick behind Damiano and use him to pull him along, maybe strategically Harry could still win this race no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a close fight because there's only a second separating the top three, because you have got Jerry and the Aston Martin just behind them as well. But I would be thinking maybe Harry, if he can get past Damiano and he has enough pace to pull away, that could work out for him, because if he's being held up at the moment, it could be ruining his race, because Damiano is just going to stay there on track and have track position. You would think he would go to the end on the hard tyres, whereas Harry and Jerry would have to come into the pits.
Yeah, exactly. As Hemi here pulling along the train of Alan, Reapers, Jensen and Geordie, and even Matty actually there. So there's a little train battle for 6th, as Reapers is actually overtaking Alan here. Can he go keep it down the inside? No, he doesn't. So opting to back out there, maybe just deciding I don't want to have a collision here, let me just play it cautious. As Harry
picks up another penalty, so just looking at the penalties drivers have picked up, Harry's actually not in contention at all. Now that I look at it, he's got 14 seconds worth of penalties if the timing is right, the timing screen is right. So actually this looks to be a battle between Damiano, Jerry, and we seem to be having a new car joining the fight for the lead every lap, because now we've got the McLaren of Lexia within a second of the car ahead.
I really feel like that. Yeah, I really feel like that lap car of Sebi just is causing issues here for that battle for the lead.
And now we've got only 3 cars on the track who haven't got a penalty. That's Steven, Jensen and Davey. And speaking of Jensen, he's not in the worst position in the world at the moment if he can stay close to the cars ahead. When they scrap and when they change positions, he might be able to pick some of them off. But as it stands, he's looking behind him because he's got the Red Bull of Geordie within a second of him on the main straight.
Trying again on the main straight here. Can he get a clean swoop down? He's going to try the inside again. Let's see, a bit more confident on the brakes here, and he does manage to try it down the inside there. So good overtake there from Reapers. Now let's see if he can challenge Hemi up ahead. As Jensen having a little look at Alan there, but opting to back out there. Let's see, as the time screen has gone haywire and I have no intervals here, but hopefully that does come back soon.
But it looks like Damiano's... Ooh, and Harry's all over the back of Damiano at the moment. So it looks like he's decided to try and go for the overtake. Ooh, very close under braking, as we've got Jerry picking up another penalty. But this top 4 is very closely matched on pace at the moment, because they're all separated by, I think, they're all a second, or less than a second within DRS of each other. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, there was just getting a glass of water.
To catch up to Damiano. Now actually the lap TAS is helping Damiano, because it gave him DRS down that straight. I think without it.
Apologies there, Jensen just trying down the inside of Alan, but not able to get enough overspeed there. As up ahead, I believe it was, yeah, Hemi, a bit of an incident there when Reaper was trying to overtake, so I think either no space given or just dropping the car. So that's one less car in this battle up here. Reaper's up to 6th position, so on that recovery drive in the Ferrari.
Meanwhile, Jensen's up to 8th place behind Alan. We know Alan was struggling on the hard tyres.
As
Reapers gets very out of shape.
Yeah, a very massive drift through that corner.
No changes so far in the fight for the top 4. They're all still separated by less than a second to each other. And Harry all over the back of Damiano, because of course... Oh, and they make a move, and it's very clumsy from Harry. That was I have to say, that was a bit of a clumsy move, and a little bit unnecessary from Harry as he clatters into the side. From the angle I saw, I don't want to speak too soon, but it looked like...
Now on the straight we have a four-way battle in one
looks
picture
Jerry's
for
into
the lead.
So, Jerry
Let's
takes the lead,
see, as
more contact between Damiano and Harry, and both of the guys lose out now.
Surprised Damiano didn't clip Nexium there, but yeah, Damiano getting Hamilton getting Verstappen, into that corner. And yeah, as Harry now trying down the inside of Damiano there. So fight to the end, they both just crash. So
I think the AlphaTauri is able to continue with Damiano, but
yeah, he has been able to continue, but I think tension's getting a bit too hot there for that battle lead as a full course safety car is out now. So
once again, this might benefit the guys on the medium tyres because they can just strap on another set of mediums if they've had softs on before and go to the end.
Yeah, the timing screen covering the part that crashed there sadly, but we did manage to catch that battle on stream. But yeah, bit of a messy battle there for that lead. Definitely not something we want to see.
Obviously, before I know in the moment I did say that it was Harry crashing into Damiano, but obviously from the angle I saw, that's what I saw. So I don't exactly know what happened. I guess we'll find out depending on what the drivers say. But definitely there's not going to be any love lost between them because.
As yeah, Steven goes into the box actually. Not sure how many drivers will choose to box here. A few drivers actually, so only the top two not boxing. Everyone else except Tim, Davey and Jerry, Nexium, Tim, Davey, all opting to not box. But everyone else has. So a few drivers going for medium tyres. Mediums will go to the end here comfortably. Actually, no, soft tyres. Soft, sorry, yeah. So softs will do around 12-14 laps. So yeah, I feel like some of these drivers have pulled out a masterclass. And
just to point out, we've got our previous race leader, Reapers, now in 4th place on a set of fresh soft compound tyres, and we've got Steven who still hasn't got any penalties. And I hope the commentator's curse doesn't break out here, but he's looking good because he's 17 seconds off the lead, but he is on fresh softs. And what we saw there was a potential, well, definitely a race-changing incident between Harry and Damiano, because we've got two new guys running into the top two. We've got Jerry and Nexium. And let's see how long they can hold the lead for, because Nexium was within a second of Jerry before the safety car came out. So there might be another battle for the lead between the McLaren and the Aston Martin.
Yep, I'm just sorry, I was just getting a drink of water there, but yeah. So I mean, the top two, I think it's a mistake them not boxing for soft tyres here, because they are going to get swallowed up on this restart, and pretty much I think it's going to be hard for them to hold any kind of top positions here. Yeah, obviously penalties will play a crucial factor here. I feel like if Steven Jensen don't get penalties, they could actually comfortably get a 1-2. I have no doubts about that. What were we saying earlier, mate? It's hard to predict here, and I mean, it's been a bit of a chaotic one so far. I suspect safety car will come in this lap. Yeah, the field has bunched up now, so I expect race control to give the go ahead, and we can go back to green flag racing in a second. As Steven gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags, so I'm guessing that's for a collision somewhere on the track, so that's not going to help his cause, especially if he wants to try and win this race. That's confirmation there from race control. Safety car in this lap, so we will get to green flag racing in a second. Luckily up ahead there is no yellow blue flag back marker to cause any issues for the leaders here. So it'll be crucial here for Jerry to get a good restart, because those guys onto soft tyres will be super quick. As Matty gets another gets a 5-second time penalty for crashing for Geordie. So not what you want when it comes to a safety car restart here. Hopefully he hasn't got damage, but yeah, we'll focus on the Aston Martin of Jerry here when he decides to go full throttle and just pin it. Will he probably do it on the exit? Yeah, he has pinned it. I'm not sure if it was the best of reasons here. Matty gets 5-second time for crashing to Jensen, and Jensen also gets a penalty, so that's a big shame there for Jensen. But yeah, up ahead, let's see if there are any battles going on behind. I don't think there's anything going too wide at the moment right now. No, there isn't. So yeah, no changes of position so far. Geordie having to pit in the Red Bull for soft tyres, so I'm guessing he did get damaged there, having that collision.
Yeah, and Jerry managing to keep the lead. Sorry, I think I was muted for a little while there. So, but Jerry is back, and we're seeing the lap spinning. But going back to the fight for the lead, Jerry's actually had a pretty decent restart considering he's on medium tyres.
Yep, Nexium getting challenged
at the wrong time, but he's managed to keep the lead, and now we've got Steven all over the back of Nexium. And
as he's trying to go for an overtake into the chicane, easily done there. So yeah, we did say it's going to be hard for these guys.
There's been a contact between the Alfa Romeo of Alan and Jensen. They're getting a bit close for comfort. Now Matty goes through and tries to overtake Alan as well. So when they getting close, but Matty gets through. But Alan really probably won't enjoy getting overtaken on restarts, because it's happened to him twice this race.
As Reapers is looking at the back of Nexium now.
We're seeing Reapers get past Nexium.
Yep.
So spinning out from the lead, now back up to third place, and within touching distance of Jerry in the lead. So this race could still come full circle, because Reapers looks like he's got a lot of pace at the moment.
As Alan made a mistake into the second chicane, will Damiano try down the inside of the hairpin? He's put his nose there a bit. Can he get a good exit there in the AlphaTauri? Yes, they are battling into this fast left-hander here. Let's see who's going to come out on top. Just enough space left there between the two, which is nice to see. Now they're going to go side by side into Aqua Minerale. Good helicam here as yeah, Alan has spun it, and oh no, not the best of things to happen there. I thought Alan could hold it, but
side through that corner.
Yeah.
It was brilliant racing up to that point, but you had the impression somebody had to yield, because the guy on the inside was most likely to spin. And a shame for Adam, but he did put on a great show for a couple of corners for us.
We did get a good angle there for that battle as well. Helicam actually coming into clutch there for once.
And we've got a train all the way down to 7th at the moment, as Steven is going side by side with Jerry, trying to take the lead. Now the guys on the soft tyres getting through, and Reapers is just behind them, and he tries to go for
as well.
Very ambitious move as he gets forced off the track by Jerry. From what I saw on the camera there, it looks like Jerry squeezed Reapers a little bit too hard.
Now Jensen's going to try and stick his nose around the outside. Can he get it done? Yes, he does. Cleaning on the outside. Reapers obviously having dirty tyres, having to go into gravel. Now Nexium as well, trying round the outside. Can he do it on those used medium tyres? I don't think so. Getting run out road there. And Matty now on the Alpine trying down the inside. So
Matty he has got 16 seconds worth of penalties, but just for the sake of the race, he's made up a lot of positions in the last few laps under the safety car. But just going back to that incident there, I think a bit of a shame to see Reapers forced off the track there. Not exactly sure what happened, whether it was a fair move or not, but he did get pushed off the track, and now he's got to do all that work all over again.
Crucially, Jensen in third position. I suspect he will get that penalty removed if it's a 5 seconds there, because I don't feel like he would have done anything wrong in that scenario. So in that case, he might be actually in a perfect position to win this race and have some good damage limitation.
He will take the lead of the championship by a reasonable margin as well. Current gap, he's 5 points behind. At the very least, he'll take a 10-point championship lead if he finishes in third. But it looks like he's going to try and take second from Jerry.
Lining up a very good move around the outside there. No issues there. Cleaning around the outside. So now Jensen can focus on, can he catch up to Steven in that Red Bull.
And meanwhile behind we've got Reapers with Matty all over the back of him. Matty having a look and not going for the move, but we do see Jerry going off the track. Don't know if he made a mistake there, but he taps the back of
And
Matty
he's
and
stuck
spins.
around
So
now, yeah, so...
yeah, I think he saw the red mist after making his mistake and tried to make a move, but in the end he's come out worse, as the Reapers does finally get past and into third, not in the way that he would have wanted.
Yep, Jensen easily pulling away now from Reapers, so that pace that Reapers had initially just not being shown here. Maybe he's struggling, maybe he has some sort of floor or wing damage we don't know about. He has
I think
taken...
he did make some contact as Reapers picks up another penalty now. To add further insult to injury, he did make a bit of contact with the Aston Martin, so it could have given him a bit of floor damage that we don't know about.
As Matty now tucks right behind that Ferrari there, literally pushing him through those last two corners. Now, can he get a good overtake on the can he get a good easy overtake on this straight? Let's see.
The man who was fighting for the lead, Damiano, he has just joined the fight to try and make it 3 wide.
There's
almost.
A bit of contact there, and
that's
Reapers
contact.
Yeah, Damiano and Reapers having contact there. Damiano now spinning a bit, like losing a bit of control in the car. So VSC now deployed. I'm not sure what's going on.
Contact here today. I'm not sure what's happening here today. I have to agree with you there.
Yeah, not the best. Damiano going very aggressive for the overtake, but Reaper's just tapping and just spinning. I'm not sure who was at fault there, but
yeah, I mean, you got to say whoever was at fault. Maybe you'd think Damiano. He has such a big closing speed on the guys in front. He was clearly quicker than them on the straight. Would he have benefited from maybe holding back and then trying for the move again? I mean,
kudos for trying a double overtake, but at the end of the day, if you can't pull it off, there's no point trying in the nicest way possible. But so back to green flag racing here. Damiano only
shame for the Reapers. I'm sorry, I've got to say credit to him for leading the race, spinning, making a mistake. To be fair, making it back up and then getting taken out. But Damiano's still up there in 4th place, and if he has anything like the pace he had before, himself and Matty could be challenging Jensen. I'm not sure, because Jensen's pulled away from that pack and now 3 seconds behind the leader.
As Damiano and Matty battling there, as no space I don't think given there, Matty now crashed out on the straight. I'm
not sure who was at fault there because I didn't see it, but I don't know if you got a glimpse of that.
I got a slight glimpse of it. I think there was just a bit of a late movement there. A lot of crashes mimicking the wet crash between Bottas and George Russell into the first chicane there.
I'm not sure exactly who was at fault in the incidents, but we have seen Damiano involved in 3 separate contact incidents, and we've seen him make contact with Harry, who's now out of the race. Reapers is now out of the race, and Matty, who is now 7th. And
I feel like
looks to be out of the race.
Yeah, I feel like the stewards are going to have a really tough time in the reports section this week. Yeah, a lot of collisions, so I expect a load of drivers sending in reports for collisions.
I'm sure Jensen is worried because he's got Damiano all over the back of him, within a second of him, so doesn't want to make any contact with this battle because he is in a brilliant position for the championship at the moment.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if Jensen knows that he can get this overtake, like this penalty removed, there's no point really pushing too hard with the defence. But at the end of the day, you are a racing driver and you don't want to keep that track position. So it'll be interesting to see what he opts to do. As Damiano does actually decide to slip one down the inside.
I think that was smart from Jensen to just not fight that too hard. Maybe he'll try and have a look, but he hasn't. Both of them are running very low on ERS as Davey picks up another penalty.
Only 4 laps left in this race. The second third has been a pretty interesting one, to say the least.
Seeing the Asaman of Tim going into the pits, not sure if he's
as Matty is still running without a front wing, so
credit to him. There's
actually
a Red Bull
and Geordie, so I'm guessing they had a collision of some sort. Because they both.
We're going to see very low downforce racing between these two, both on equal footing without front wings. They're going to be very fast on the.
As they both just. Oh my god! I honestly don't know.
He doesn't have a front wing and goes into the back of Matty, so credit to them to try and keep going, but it's going to be pretty tricky for them to keep going without a front wing.
I mean, we've said this many times. Try and keep it clean, guys. Like. Your Division 1, but it's hard to say.
You got to say for the most part. Generally, we don't see too much clumsy contact between these guys. They tend to race pretty fair. Track limits has always been a problem, probably across every single division. But here we've seen a little bit, maybe some guys getting a little bit greedy or eager into corners, because Imola's not exactly the easiest track to overtake on, and it takes no prisoners as Jerry sets the fastest lap.
Yeah, exactly. I
But
think
it has provided entertainment for us and those who are going to watch the stream, so I guess there is some positives to take out of it.
I mean, they say it takes a championship's mentality, a championship driver mentality to have the confidence to just send it and stick it. So obviously these drivers trying to probably challenge that inner championship mentality, but you also have to be smart about it as well.
Yeah, and we've seen, I'm just watching Steven now, 4 seconds ahead of Damiano. He's got a 5-second penalty, so like you say, that not sure what he got it for, and that could determine the end result, but looks to be just cruising in first at the moment. I don't think he wants to take any risks for going for fastest lap or anything like that.
Yep, as we only have 3 laps left in this race, Matty getting 10 seconds time for corner cutting. I'm guessing that's literally just because he doesn't have a front wing, sadly, as he has decided to retire in the pits. So,
Jensen within DRS range of Damiano, so is he going for his second bite of the cherry? He did get passed by the AlphaTauri, but now is he thinking, I really want this second place on the track, as he's within a second of him going through the corners as well, so...
Sadly only left with 9 runners on... sadly only left with 9 runners tonight. Yeah, a load of retirements. Which is a shame to see, but yeah, that's racing at the end of the day.
Yep, it's been a very exciting, entertaining race, but it has been a race of attrition. And we've seen our championship leader, we've seen our race leader, all retiring from this session.
We've had our 7th retirement. Reapers, I think, just calling it a day, deciding to park it up. Yes, he has. Actually, no, I think he has just crashed. Yes, he has. At the exit of the chicane there. That Ferrari looking in very bad shape there. So, yeah.
I think some guys are going to be leaving this race not feeling too happy with some of their co-drivers, because there were a few incidents. So it's going to be interesting to see what penalties are applied after the race and what what the drivers are going to say after the race. So our finishing positions could change even after this race is over. And of course, Steven just about to start the final lap of this race. He's in sector 3 now, so if everything goes his way, he will take the checkered flag at the end of this lap, the end of the next lap. And here's Jensen going for a move on Damiano. Thinks better of it to try and go down the inside of the chicane, and Damiano's running wide on the exit and picks up a penalty as a result. Don't know if Jensen needs to be going for this move on the last lap, because they're getting very close. But he does manage to make the move stick, and it's a very good move indeed.
I'm guessing Jensen also played it part smart. He gets DRS on this straight as well, because he overtook after the detection point. Actually, no. Damiano gets it, so Damiano will try again on this last lap. By the end of the day, his efforts will be futile because he has more penalties.
And I think now it's wise for Jensen just to stick behind and take the checkered flag, because it did take supreme confidence to make that move. Against a driver who's not afraid to get his elbows out, but with just 1 lap to go, it's not really worth losing it.
Yes, exactly. I don't think there's any tight battles going on track. Few drivers in no man's land. It's just Jensen, Damiano battling it out for P2 on track, but obviously Jensen will have that net P2 at the end of this race. We're right on board with the Red Bull as he's approaching the final sector here. Steven, I can't remember where he started, but he's been able to keep his nose clean, and now he's just into the final chicane. No issues there. I know he has a 5-second time penalty. I'm not sure if that's getting removed, but at the end of the day, he's done enough to win this race.
He's gone under the radar this whole race. I can't remember us really mentioning him much, but he is going to take the checkered flag. He started, I can tell you, in 15th place on the grid, and he is going to come through to take the win around number 8. Steven wins and takes his second win of the season.
Yes, in that white Red Bull, which we might see for the final time here. Jensen overtakes gets that position of Damiano. Let's see next team McLaren crossing the line here. Jerry,
Jensen
yeah,
comes home to take second, Damiano third, Hemi fourth in the AlphaTauri. Nexium crosses the line. Now we've just got Jerry and Davey who are in 6th and 7th at the moment. And everybody scored points. I mean, Sebi's car is still running around the track, but I'm not sure if he's still connected.
yeah, I think he's long gone now, sadly. But yeah, that's it, guys. Round 8. We'll go to the final classification.
Race.
Yeah, a pretty good end to that race, to be honest. Battles there, a few clumsy touches here and there, but I mean, we got 8 drivers that managed to keep it on track and kept it together. So yeah, nice to see.
I mean, I gotta say, we're gonna be talking about who our driver of the day is, and I'm just gonna put it out there. I think Steven, for me, was driver of the day. I think Jensen definitely a close second. Just kept his nose clean the whole race. He was one of the only drivers without a penalty for a very long time, and from the back of the grid, never saw him in any big contact. I think it's almost a compliment that we never really spoke about him during the race because there was nothing to say. He just sort of was clean and won the race. And of course, Jensen now takes the lead of the championship.
Yeah.
But Nikhil, who would you say is your driver of the day?
I probably have to say Steven, going under the radar, keeping it clean, keeping it on track, and then just winning the race, doing exactly what you need to do, coming back from 15th. But also honourable mention to Jensen, coming P14. He had that incident lap. Actually, I think Steven and Jensen both had issues lap 1, and they both came back to finish first and second, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you're right, actually, because I remember in the lap 1, those were the two guys who had fallen to the back of the grid after some contact and having a spin, but they managed to get 1 and 2, and all 3 drivers on the podium started 10th or below. So yeah, that was how crazy a race it was.
Just shows that anything is possible. But yeah, so I mean, that is round 8 done. We're going to have a week's break. We'll be back in 2 weeks to round out the season. We have 4 races left. We have Russia, Japan, Mexico, Brazil. So hopefully we're going to have a really good end to this season 3 here. So,
we've got a close championship battle. I think Jensen's just taken the lead by a few points, but still everything to play for. So don't go anywhere, and we're going to be hopefully back to commentate for those as well. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, thank you guys. Take care, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.